Kapag may sakit ka, may emergency sa pamilya, o gustong magbakasyon, hindi ka makakaalis kasi walang magmamanage ng negosyo. Anak, alam mo ba? This is one of the most painful prisons for business owners. Nag-build ka nga ng business para magkaroon ng freedom. Pero ang ending pala, you felt imprisoned by your own business. Every single day, kailangang nandyan ka. No one else knows what you do. Walang ibang makapag-decide at pag wala ka, everything falls apart. This breaks my heart every time na marinig ko ito because it means that you are not really a business owner anymore. You are a highly paid employee na na-trap sa iyong sariling negosyo. And here is what makes it worse. The longer you stay indispensable, the harder it becomes to leave. The business grows more dependent, your family grows more resentful, and your health deteriorates. Pagod ka na, burnout ka pa. Pero hindi ka makaalis kasi feeling mo, ikaw lang ang nakakaintindi ng sistema. Ikaw lang ang trusted ng customers. Ikaw lang ang may alam ng lahat. Kaya anak, let me tell you, hindi ito sustainable, ha? A business that cannot run without you is not a business. It is a job that you cannot quit. With this, let me share 5 lessons with you so you can see where the cage is and how to unlock it. Because you deserve to take a vacation. You deserve to rest when you are sick. At saka you deserve to not check your phone every few minutes. So, let's get started. Lesson 1. Lahat nasa isip mo lang. Are you the only one who knows how everything works? Let me share about a couple. Tawagin natin silang si Ricky at saka si Mabel. They run a house cleaning services company for 5 years na. They handle residential and corporate clients naman. Kaya napaka-busy ang kanilang operations with 6 teams working daily. Pero ito yung problema. All the client preferences, all the cleaning protocols, all the supply orders, lahat yan walang documentation. Kaya one day, si Ricky got hospitalized. Dengue. And he was bedridden for 2 weeks. Si Mabel naman, she really tried to manage pero hindi niya alam yung lahat ng mga detalye. Kaya yung team, tawag ng tawag sa kanya, "Ma'am, yung schedule sa city kailan ulit? Ma'am, yung supply saan mag-order?" And within 1 week, 2 clients complained. One team went to the wrong location and another team used the wrong cleaning solution on expensive furniture. Nako, di ba? Napaka-stressful. And Mabel was overwhelmed. She felt like failure talaga siya. And Ricky naman, even while he was sick, was answering calls from the hospital bed. Kaya nung nag-recover na siya, they sat down. Hindi na natin to pwedeng gawin, sabi ni Mabel. What if something like this happens again? So they spent 2 months documenting everything. Client profiles, cleaning procedures, supply lists, emergency contacts, team assignments. Grabe, it was tedious, it was boring pero nag-work. Now, when Ricky takes a day off or when they both need to be in school for their kids, yung negosyo nila tumatakbo pa rin smoothly. Because yung knowledge na yon hindi na nakatrap sa ulo ni Ricky. Hindi na nakasalalay sa kanilang palad. Anak, eto yung lesson. If it is only in your mind, the business dies when you are not around. Kaya document everything. Systems first, freedom next. Lesson 2. Walang ibang makapag-decide. Do your people wait for you before they can do anything? If yes, you might relate to Nico and Patricia. Meron silang pharmaceutical and medical supplies distribution business. Okay naman yung negosyo nila but everything had to pass through Nico. Purchase orders na kailangan ng kanyang approval, deliveries na kailangan ng kanyang pirma, client complaints went straight to him, and even a simple question like, pwede ba ang 5% discount? Kailangan pa nun ng kanyang go signal. Yung staff niya, competent naman and trustworthy, but they were stuck. Hindi sila makagalaw kung wala siya. Then a family emergency happened. Nico had to fly to Manila for 4 days and Patricia stayed behind to oversee operations. Pero yung mga calls, hindi naman huminto. Kaya may mga tanong na ganito, "Sir, may rush order. Approve po? Sir, delayed delivery. Ano pong gagawin? Sir, my client asking for extension. Pwede po ba?" Even during the wake and the funeral, Nico was still running the business on his phone. And when he returned, he was completely drained, physically and emotionally. And si Patricia naman, sabi niya, pinapatay mo yung sarili mo, kailangan mong mag-let go, Nico. And at first, nag-hesitate si Nico. What if yung mga employees niya will make the wrong decision? What if malugi tayo? And sabi ni Patricia, what if you collapse? Then what happens to the business? Tama nga naman, di ba? And so they started small. Nico gave clear authority to his operations manager. Approve discounts up to 10%. Handle delivery issues. Resolve client concerns with weekly updates. Napaka-uncomfortable para sa kanya at first. Pero nag-step up yung manager. Kaya ngayon, Nico can step away without panicking. Ang lesson, kung ikaw lang ang pwedeng mag-decide, you are the biggest bottleneck. Kaya, delegate authority. Hindi lang yung task. Lesson 3, walang nagtitiwala sa team. Do you micromanage because you don't trust your people to do things right? Tulad ka ba ni Jonas at saka ni April na owners of a CCTV sales and installation business? They mostly serve commercial clients. Kaya on paper, everything looked good. Pero si Jonas had one big issue. He could not trust his installation team to work without him. Every job, nandoon siya dapat, checking camera angles, inspecting wirings, double-checking configurations. Si April naman would remind him, tinrain mo na sila. Babayaan mo na, let them do their job. Pero si Jonas always answered, paano kung magkamali sila? What if the client complains? Siyempre, ako pa rin ang sisisihin, di ba? Tapos, life forced a pause. Jonas suffered a serious back injury from lifting heavy equipment. Kaya sabi ng doktor, 6 weeks ang rest mo. Walang site visits, walang physical work. Nagpanic siya. Paano na ang installations? Kaya ang nangyari, si April stepped in and she coordinated with the team. She called the lead installers and said, "Ikaw na muna ang bahala ha. Just send photos and reports." At first, si Jonas was super anxious. He kept calling to check in. Pero pinahinto siya ni April. Sabi ni April, let them work. Magtiwala tayo. And something surprising happened. Yung mga installations continued smoothly and one client even praised the team's professionalism. Doon napansin ni Jonas. That's when he realized the truth na ang kanyang team was more capable than he allowed them to be. Yung constant presence niya was not actually improving quality. Actually, it was creating dependence. After na nakapag-recover na si Jonas, binago niya na yung kanyang approach. Bumibisita na lang siya sa mga sites na merong complex issues. Pero sa mga routine installations, nag-trust na siya sa kanyang team. Ito yung lesson. If you don't trust your team, they will never grow. And neither will you. Kaya train them well and then step back. Lesson 4. Ikaw lang ang kilala ng clients? Do your clients insist on dealing only with you? Nangyayari talaga ito. Let me tell you about a couple na si Gerald naman at saka si Christine. They run a meat shop for 8 years. They supply many eateries to nearby towns. Pero si Gerald, hands-on sa bawat client. Yung mga client, kilala siya at they trusted him. When they needed to order, tawag lang sila sa kanya. Si Christine naman tried to handle some clients pero they insisted on talking to Gerald. So, tuntua si Gerald na feeling good siya nung una. Sabi niya, see Christine, they trust me. But then later on, naging burdensome na. Hindi na siya makapagpahinga. He could not delegate because the clients would not accept anyone else. Kaya one time, nagka-flu si Gerald. And on the doctor's orders, he had to stay home and rest. So si Christine, wala siyang choice but to take over the operations. And just like before, yung clients nila kept asking for Gerald. Some even delayed their orders kasi gusto nila si Gerald talaga. And Gerald realized the problem. Yung negosyo niya walang brand. It had him. Siya yung brand. Kaya when he recovered, they made changes. They introduced their operations manager to all clients. They created a formal ordering system. No more personal calls to Gerald. They standardized pricing, delivery schedules, quality checks, at iba pa. At first, yung mga clients na iba nag-resist. Pero dahan-dahan nakapag-adjust nag-adjust din sila. And they realized that the service was still excellent. Kahit na wala na si Gerald na personally na nag-handle ng lahat ng bagay. Now, when Gerald is not available, tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung negosyo nila. Dahil yung mga clients nagtatrust na sa company at hindi lang kay Gerald na may-ari. Anak, ang lesson ay ito. If clients only trust you, you will never be free. So build systems that they can trust, not personalities. Lesson 5. Takot ka sa mangyayari? Are you afraid to step away because you fear that your business will collapse? Alam mo, hindi lang ikaw ang ganyan. Let me share about a couple na si Ronald at saka si Sheila. Meron silang LPG distribution business. Nagsusupply sila sa mga industrial clients at saka sa mga residential customers. Ronald was present every single day. Siya yung nagsusupervise ng delivery, siya yung nagmamanage ng suppliers, and siya rin ang nag-handle ng client complaints. So soon, Sheila wanted them to take a vacation. Yung kanilang real vacation after they started their business. Pero ayaw ni Ronald. Sabi niya, hindi pwede. Paano kung merong problema sa delivery? What if may issue sa supplier? And Sheila understood. But this also got her very frustrated. Oh, so, paano na tayo? Forever na lang ba tayong ganito? Sabi niya. Ang takot naman ni Ronald, totoo naman, no? They had built the business from scratch. Kaya alam niya yung every detail. And he believed that without him, everything would fall apart. Tapos dumating yung araw na yung kanilang anak ay nag-graduate na from college. The ceremony was in Manila and it would take them a few days to travel and spend time with the rest of the family there. Sheila put her foot down. Sabi niya, pupunta tayo. Our son needs us there. And syempre, reluctant si Ronald pero nag-agree rin siya finally. He prepared obsessively. He even made backup plans. And during the trip, Ronald checked his phone constantly. Pero guess what? Yung negosyo naman, tumakbo naman ng mabuti. And when they came back, nothing had burned down. So Ronald felt something unexpected. Relief and a little embarrassment. All the time, I thought I was irreplaceable pero kaya pala nila, sabi niya. So, what this teaches us, yung ating fear of leaving keeps us trapped. But the business is stronger than we think. So, test it, step away, and you might be surprised. Anak, being trapped in your business is not a badge of honor, ha? It is a warning sign. Hindi ka nag-build ng company para maging slave nito. You built it to have freedom, security, and options. Pero freedom does not happen by accident. It happens when you deliberately design systems na hindi na nagni-need sa iyo every second. So, tingnan mo ang business mo this week. Ask yourself these 5 questions. Is everything only in your head with nothing documented? Do your people wait for you before they can make decisions? Start documenting, delegate authority, not just tasks. You have worked too hard to stay trapped forever. The goal is not to abandon your business. Yung goal natin is to build something that will thrive whether you are there or not. Yan ang totoong ownership. Yan ang totoong freedom. So tell me in the comments, what's keeping you trapped right now? Let's learn to be business-minded Pinoy.